Alright.
There it is.
Hi guys.
What
For the people that's watching on YouTube, I know that sometimes you guys want to click off whatever. Yes, I've been seeing yes. I've been seeing this. A lot of y'all like to click off for the first minute. No, this is going to be real interesting. So please don't log off.
Just go on and like and subscribe.
Just wait. Yes, like and subscribe this channel. #Heels for Life Wrestling Podcast. We're gonna start in a minute. Everybody that's out there, please subscribe, share this video. You know what
and
to
then
do.
like and subscribe Lucky's Man Cave, and also like and subscribe.
Excuse me.
TV.
Excuse me. You are not going to use my platform to boost up yours, okay? I'm struggling on mine.
I said Stevie Ray TV too. Damn it.
Okay, that's fine, Lucky. All right. Okay. Don't be coming from me on this podcast either.
Man,
I'm gonna be watching you. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where's my Thor's meme? Let's say you guys. What would he say? You're petty and small.
What?
Where's my Thor's meme when I need it?
Jeez.
Oh my God! But everybody that's coming in, welcome, y'all. We're gonna start.
Yeah.
Share this around real quick. Remember to like the video too, please. Thank you, please and thanks. Appreciate y'all.
Oh, here you on your RVD shit.
Oh,
look at your screen.
I don't see nobody.
You don't see Chris or Lucky?
Oh,
his RVD. Yeah, you hear him.
Wow. Oh, I don't condone his smoking, so yeah. You okay, Lucky?
We are in Lucky's Man Cave. These are the things that we do in Lucky's Man Cave.
Jesus Christ. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. So hopefully everybody having a wonderful Friday so far.
Yeah.
Goddamn rampage, no.
That was a pretty good rampage. I'm not even gonna lie. I like the long-term storytelling between Miro and Sammy.
And I would love to see Sammy with that title.
Yeah, me too.
Like, man, if we could get Miro to drop that title to Sammy, I would be very happy.
Yeah, because
I would be very happy.
Miro has had a damn good, actually the best run, I think, as TNT champion.
Besides Brody.
Well, the only reason why I don't say Brody because Brody was short-lived due to, tragic circumstances. But when it comes to longevity and defending, right now, he had a better run. He's having a better run than Cody. Right now, he's the best running TNT champion. Honestly, he's having a better run than Darby.
Yeah, that is true.
For him to drop it to Sammy is what I call natural progression. It's about time that Sammy carried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
but I mean, and then that'll stop all the well, you're bringing all these WWE people over to hold the titles.
That pettiness. All right, y'all, we're gonna get ready to start the show. Remember to share the podcast, like this video, please, and we'll be right back.
Hashtag heels for life. Wanna welcome everybody. Yeah, we gotta get it hype. Hey, every week talking wrestling, we get into it. Current events, even guests that we're interviewing. Hosted by Chris, Kid USA, and Nappy Boy. Shout out to Ziggy, put the smack down, you can't ignore. The best you gon' find anywhere online. Tell the competition they about to get clothesline. Hold up, hashtag heels for life. Let's go.
Well, I ain't got no cartoon intro.
I don't either. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We'll have one next week.
Anyway, happy Friday to everyone. Welcome to Kids for Life Wrestling Podcast. Special episode of Dark Side of the Ring. I'm your host, Mr. Team Bring It.
Nappy Boy.
And these two drunk motherfuckers over here, that's
well, first of all, I'm not drunk. It's a work night.
No, this is Lucky
and that's that thing down there called Chris.
No, Chris, this is Lucky and Lucky's man cave.
Anyway, tonight we are here to talk about the Dark Side of the Ring episode that premiered last night on Vice. Wow.
What a way to start off a mid-season comeback, I guess you could call it. Like
because the rest of the season was boring as fuck.
Yeah, it really wasn't like season one and season two.
After the first two seasons, it was like, oh shit, like man, I want to see
banger after banger.
This one, and this one. You know, man, it's like this one. It was like, oh, this came out. Okay, let me watch it.
Exactly. So
I watched it 4 times so far.
Right. So this video the episode that we're talking about is the plane ride from hell. Yeah.
The plane ride from hell.
From hell.
So this took place in 2003. Lucky, or matter of fact, well, you know what? Since you're very talkative, why don't you start us off?
Okay. Let's go around and first of all, let's figure out what age group we were all in 2003.
Ooh.
Oh Lord,
I was in my
20s. Fun of me.
Yeah,
I'm gonna make fun of me. I was 13.
2003.
2010. That was 21 years. No, that was 11 years ago.
But it was 2003, right, when this happened?
Yeah.
I think either 2003
or 03, 13. So that was 18 years ago. So that was a whole child ago. God damn.
A whole child ago.
I was 13 years old, bro.
Yeah.
You was 13.
I was
24.
2002. Okay, so I was a year off.
We were 23, bro.
It was 02.
It was 02.
Oh, it was 02.
Yeah, we were 23.
So I was 12. Even
right.
better.
And I was like, fucking shit. I was like, what, 19? Yeah, I was like 19 because I graduated when I was 19. So,
okay.
But yeah, so tonight we're going to.
So we have one youngin in here. We have one young child in here.
I'm down there.
Oh, good ass.
Down there.
Wait, hold on. Wait.
Yes. Oh, yes. Down there.
And then, man, we got one young and a little brother and some elders in here.
Yes. We're all elders. Yes.
Yes.
No, you know my brother.
I was 23, 24 at the time.
So, like, what's
okay? So let me break this down for you guys who didn't see Dark Side of the Ring.
Your name, Lucky?
Hold on.
I'm sorry. Since he's on the road, go ahead, Flake.
My bad. I'm sorry, Lucky. If you want to explain what I was just explaining before we got into it, for those who didn't see Dark Side of the Ring, just to sum up what happened. So basically, WWE was doing their international tour. They decided that the best way to transport the wrestlers and make it be cost efficient and make sure everybody makes no time was to charter a private 747. all their top tier talent was on this plane at the time, and because there was a 7-hour delay, they all started drinking, they all started popping drugs, they all started getting wasted. And what ensued?
They wasn't smoking weed. They was doing real drugs.
They were doing real.
Yeah, they was doing real drugs. Like the stewardess said that they found syringes when they left, all kind of shit. So they was doing real shit. So what ensued was, if you think about it, if you get a frat party that's freshly together, and jam them into a small area with unlimited drugs and alcohol for 14 hours, what do you think is gonna happen?
A whole lot of shit.
With no supervision.
Can I just add the fact that the lady, the attendant, the only attendant that was talking, because the other one wanted to, I guess, like remain, like quiet or whatever. She said that they never went through 1 cart of alcohol. That squad ran through 3.
Well, let's get this straight.
Hold on. Wait a minute. It was Lucky's time to speak in the beginning. And your ass for the moderate, as always.
Go right ahead,
brother. First thing, 2003. Like James was just saying, them motherfuckers went through 3 carts of alcohol before they even left the tarmac. Not 1 cart. She was like, 1 cart was a flight. They went through 3 before they even fucking took off.
But put it in perspective. That's what I was saying. Remember, it was a 7-hour delay. They were sitting on the tarmac for 7 hours.
So they went through 3 carts in 7 hours.
I understand.
You have an 8-hour fucking flight.
I didn't say it was good. I'm just giving the broad perspective.
6.5 carts of alcohol.
I'm just giving a broad perspective of the entire story.
Is that or is that not 6.5 carts of alcohol?
Yeah.
All I'm saying is, bro, when you're sitting on a fucking living room full of 13 alcoholics.
It wasn't no 13. It was probably like 20.
Even still. Okay. That's not a lot. Like they said, it's not unusual.
And if you count Vincent and his alcoholic ass friends up front, it was probably like 30.
But it's not unusual. If you don't know alcoholics, then you don't understand how much alcohol they consume that quickly.
You're the only motherfucker that know I live without alcohol.
I'm gonna get into that. Don't worry, Vinny.
You know what I'm saying, man? Like you said, I've lived with an alcoholic. I've seen them consume that amount of alcohol very quickly.
Yeah. Drinking this shit like water, son.
Man.
Like most people, when they take a shot, they're like, these motherfuckers.
So Stephanie, what matter of fact, I think first time viewer from YouTube. Stephanie said the frat party is a damn understatement. JR basically nanny for the Muppet Babies.
Exactly. Yes. Stephanie. Yes.
You know what? RVD in the documentary said it the best. He was like, man, he was like a high school party. He was like, this was more like 5th or 6th grade.
Yeah.
So with that being said, Natty Boy, you want to go into how everything kicked off and the incidents that occurred?
Who? I mean, so
which is we talking about the first, second, or third one?
We're talking
start from the beginning.
I'm trying to think where to begin because it's like I want to say what the first.
The Ric Flair's the climax,
but that's the climax.
Start from the beginning.
Yeah.
The first incident, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, was fucking what's his face? Just Incredible. Mike Chioda talking about they drop fucking shit in people's drinks. Libs.
Yeah.
Drop it in the shit. The mark knocks out.
As a fucking joke.
As a joke. Can I just look? Lucky was gonna touch on it, believe in the beginning when he said that it was a different time, which it totally was. Y'all got to think about it. 2002, 2021. What was acceptable back then? Oh my God!
Never acceptable now.
But it's never acceptable now. What was so disturbing, and this was throughout the whole entire 42, 45 minute documentary.
Yeah.
The laughter from Mike Chioda, from Tommy Dreamer. I'm gonna get on that scumbag in a minute too.
No, Mike Chioda was
just
like
laughing like, oh.
Well,
right. That's just the boys.
Tommy Dreamer we'll talk about later. But Mike Chioda, Mike Chioda was literally a scumbag. He literally was like the frat boy telling the frat story. Like, man, like this shit was just like, man, like.
I mean, they drop him in the drink for ribs. You know, we're gonna shave his head in an eyebrow.
Like, man, like this is how it goes. And blah 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 blah.
Now, the best part was when he was like, they thought.
But I've also had people tell me on, you know, when you get the floor seats. I've also had people tell me, man, that they get fucked up and high with the damn AEW referees all the time.
Well, me and Chris Dilworth, we were talking about this earlier, and it was a different time, and that's a different group of people in a different scenario. My thing is that dropping H-bombs, what people don't even understand what that does to you is it is a pill that helps you sleep for long periods of time. Basically, when you've been up for hours and you got to crash. It's kind of almost the same thing that Michael Jackson passed away from. You know what I'm saying? But just not in that strong
in a pill form.
Right. So what they would do is they would drop these in unsuspecting people's drinks, men, women alike, and they thought that was funny. The problem is that if your body isn't accustomed to that drug, if you watch the documentary, they'll tell you, you'll start foaming at the mouth. Man, you will, pardon my French, you will shit yourself, you know what I'm saying? And the guys thought that shit was funny. And during the night, you could be shaking, it could touch you. It's hard for you to come out of that because you're so gone. Go ahead.
When you say that, I heard, so when I watch Dark Side of the Ring, they'll play these, like for instance, they played the clip from X-Pac talking about cutting Michael PSA's ponytail off. They played the clip of Scott Hall saying he thinks Kurt dropped the fucking H-bomb in this shit. I'm not condoning what Scott Hall did. I'm not condoning his crazy fucking demons that he had to overcome, and thank God he did overcome. He's a completely different man now. But he was right in the sense of he was popping pills and fucking drinking on a nightly basis, and the way he was acting on the motherfucking plane was like,
bro, they had to wheel him the fuck off the plane,
and he doesn't remember none of that.
And he don't remember nothing.
Not a single thing.
But Nappy, to your point, remember PSA Michael Hayes said even JR was like, he was out of character, that he believed that they dropped something in his drink because that is not how he normally responded or acted at all.
So like, and I picked that up on the third time watching it. Like I said, I watched this episode 4 times. And the first time I'm like, yo, Scott Hall's a piece of shit. And then I watched it the second time, and then the third time I'm like, all right. So I went back and I looked up that interview, the whole interview with Scott Hall, and I'm like, I don't think that was Scott Hall being Scott Hall, because if that was the case, Scott Hall would have been up on that plane. Also, I do want to mention too, I think there's some lies in this documentary. Not like that's a big surprise, but they're claiming that, now this is where I gotta put the brakes on some of this shit. They're claiming that Undertaker and Stone Cold Steve Austin was on that plane. I've heard incidents.
I don't believe that.
I don't believe that either. Because I heard incidents of other plane rides and bus rides and this and
Right.
that, and shit popping off, and Taker waking up from his nap like, yo, y'all motherfuckers cut it the fuck out. I'm gonna punch the fuck out of both of y'all. It's gonna be done.
Yeah, facts. And that's
Taker
what I'm saying.
I've heard the leader back then. He was like the Andre the Giant of fucking early 2000s.
And that's a good point.
Bullshit.
Yeah, that's a good
point. And another point I want to bring up, Nappy, is like another thing I thought about. I went back to the first. It might not have been the first one, but the second one that they did in Saudi Arabia, where it was like, man, like Vince left on his private plane and left all them motherfuckers over there.
Yeah.
Well, why the fuck? After seeing this, it's like, I would have left them motherfuckers too.
Yeah, but
that's another thing I want to bring up. Do y'all really, honestly, answer this truthfully? You really think Vince McMahon was on that plane ride?
Yeah, he was on that. I think he was on that plane ride just because. And I'm gonna tell you why I think he was on that plane ride. Because
he couldn't have been. He couldn't have been. I'm thinking logically. I mean, man, like if I'm going off of what I'm saying on the screen, yeah. But I'm thinking logically, he couldn't have been on that plane. If I own this fucking company, man, there's no way in hell I am gonna let this happen and not get up and go back there and be like, if the next motherfucker don't sit down and shut the fuck up, everybody's fired.
So look, I am going to address Corey because Corey didn't ask this in the chat a few times about where was Vince at. I'm gonna tell you like this. I don't think JR at this point in time in his life would lie about too much of shit. And for JR to sit back and say, and even Terry Reynolds to say that it was her up front, Vince up front, Linda up front, they were there. Me and Dealworks were talking about this earlier. The problem, and y'all might hate me for saying this, I don't blame Flair. I don't blame any of them for none of that shit that happened. I blame Vince. Because even if Vince weren't there, Vince never curved that shit from day one. He let his crew
that shit happen. He let that shit happen.
I'm sorry. If you're the president of any organization, fuck that. If you are the ringleader of a goddamn circus and the elephants are going crazy all the time, the hell with the handlers, the hell with the goddamn, you know what I'm saying, the personnel. If you don't ring your people in, everything they do is on you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Period. You pay their bills. Tommy Dreamer said it best. If you didn't work for the WWF at the time, you didn't get paid. You didn't work. So you telling somebody, I'm gonna fuck with this Ric Flair, I'm gonna fuck with this Hulk Hogan. You either go by my rules and my way, or you find another fucking job on the Indies when the Indies wasn't shit.
Wasn't no New Japan. Yeah, wasn't no New Japan and all that shit. Yep, you right.
So I don't blame. I'm not mad. I don't hold no ill will for Ric Flair. Do I condone what he did? No. Do I condone what any of them did? No. But you can't sit here and tell me that the entire responsibility, every piece of fucking blame doesn't belong on Vince, then you're fucking retarded.
Oh, no, yeah. Facts.
Yeah, no. It all goes back.
Mentioned that Vince kept telling him it's your responsibility. Look, I get it, but at the end of the day, motherfucker, it's really your responsibility. This is your company that you took from your father and built from what your father made it to what you made it today.
And not to
even say that, but when JR was talking about it, he was like, okay, they made me fire Kurt Hennig. They made me fire Scott Hall. I literally asked him, okay, well, what are we going to do about Ric Flair? Well, Ric Flair's a made man.
Oh, my God. When he said that shit, bro.
He was like, man, well, Ric Flair's a made man. So it's like, okay, you want to put the brakes on me for doing my job now, but when these motherfuckers is literally finna blow out the goddamn airplane emergency door from fighting, you want to send me back there for that shit.
Look, and Chris, you've been quiet this whole time. I know we had a nice.
I'm just waiting.
He's gonna blow up.
Wait.
Just wait my turn. Just wait my turn.
So it is your turn now, sir.
Thank you.
We were talking. So
thank you, because you know what I'm saying. Opinion? I'm just gonna get this shit out the way. Number one,
he has never been this quiet. I just want to interject that he has never been this quiet for this fucking long.
He's about to blow.
Yeah, you about to blow the fuck up. So Mr. Dealworth, do your thing.
Hey.
So I just wanted to say.
Sorry, my guys.
Yeah, no problem. Welcome, bro. Number one, I just want to say that y'all punk ass fans give too many motherfucking passes. That's all I've been hearing all fucking day. Ric Flair's the man. Ric Flair's woo. Ric Flair's this. Ric Flair's that. I'm tired of this white privilege. Is being like
it's not white privilege, sir.
No.
Don't do that.
Let's talk about this shit. Because like number one, this motherfucker has been exposing himself way too motherfucking long. This man, even Shane Douglas has even said that this man has exposed himself to fucking kids. Do not sit here and tell me that this is not no motherfucking white privilege. While people like Rick Swan gets fired because he has some domestic issues with his wife.
But Chris, no, it's a different day and time, bro.
No, let me finish.
This is a different fucking time.
No, this is not. I don't give a fuck. That's the thing. Y'all always saying that this was a different time. It's acceptable. So no. Let's let the past let the past be the past. But guess
what? We're not saying that it's acceptable.
But what are you saying, Chris? What are you telling me? You are telling me basically that this happened in the past. It's acceptable.
No. What I am saying is, man, what happened then was fucking disgusting. It's just as disgusting today as it was then. But what I am saying is society as a whole has changed, where they are taking more of a look to it. Again, I liken it to the R. Kelly situation. And this is why. Because nobody paid attention until there was a fucking documentary on whatever the fuck channel that was, Surviving R. Kelly. Now this motherfucker has been in jail like he should have been a long ass time ago. Now he's in jail because there was a documentary that came out, because now it's not acceptable. Back then,
we're going with Bill Cosby.
It was.
So
it should have, but you know what? It should have never. It should
have never happened.
It should have never ever happened. That is my overall point. Everybody's talking about that. Okay, well, this happened in the 90s. This happened in 2000. This shit should have never happened to begin with. And all this shit goes back. Hold on, let me fucking finish. Let me finish. The thing about it is, this goes all the way back around Vince. I am tired of Vince getting away with this shit. I'm tired of this shit. And everybody wants to defend that punk ass fucking company over and over and over. And it's just telling you right in the face that Vince is fucking trash. And this don't have a goddamn thing to do with AEW. It has everything to do for what's right and what's wrong.
Let that man finish.
Vince McMahon should have been held accountable from day one.
He's the man.
And now I'm glad. But you know what? I'm glad that like documentaries, like, you know what I'm saying, Surviving R. Kelly is coming out. Now I get that it's like 20 years too long. I get it, but it's happening. It's happened. That's all I really care about. But the simple fact is, I'm just tired of people giving Ric Flair all these fucking passes because of his stature in the wrestling community. That's my only thing. That's why I'm pissed.
Can I say something real quick, Flint? Before
JR said it. He's a made man.
The reason why
he's a made fucking man. It's like
let James go.
The reason why I gotta agree with Chris, look, me personally, I don't like pulling the race card. I really don't. But let's be honest, dude. If this was Farouk doing the helicopter,
oh my God, it would have been a whole fucking scandal.
He would have got tossed off the fucking plane, let alone fired.
So wait. So this is what I gotta say.
Come on, dude.
Now listen.
I'm sorry, man. Like,
listen. Look, James.
Nappy Boy been WWE champion.
I don't mean to laugh. It's funny because it's
WWE champion by now.
This was D'Lo Brown.
Nappy.
D'Lo Brown would have been more than a European champion.
Look, let me tell you something. Nappy, this is nothing new. We've all known that minority wrestlers, not necessarily being black, not being Latino, any of them are going to get punished quicker and harder than anybody else. And that literally has to do with money, sales, the stature you have in that building at the time. The Rock ain't getting punished like that.
No.
He's not.
But when is his
dirt going to come out? But The Rock ain't never pulled helicopter dick in the middle of
it. When is his dirt going to come out?
Exactly.
He's got some dirt somewhere eventually.
Exactly. And believe you me,
you know when his dirt is going to come out? When he finally fucking gets old, divorces his wife, and retires.
So wait a minute. Pause. Kid, bro, how you been, sir?
Right, he just popped in and ain't saying shit.
So, kid, I know you've been talking. Wait, kid, I know you saw Dark Side of the Ring.
Oh, I did.
So let me ask you, what is your take on just the entire Ric Flair, because he's going to be the focal point and everything that happened?
I mean, he's already lost Car Shield.
Wait a minute.
Let him finish.
No, hold on. I'm sorry. Because we never really have addressed the Ric Flair situation.
I know. We're going to get into that. We're gonna let Nappy Boy finish it, but go ahead, kid. What is your...
I don't think he even started. I mean, he started, but then he never even really finished.
Right. So, we didn't even get to Nappy Boy.
How about this? How about this? Before I even say anything, how about Nappy Boy go ahead and finish what he was going to say?
Right.
And then we'll get back to me because I'm just now coming into this discussion.
No, I was just going.
How about we just let Nappy Boy finish the list and then we just unload?
Right. So go ahead, Nappy. So
I brought up the H bombs, and then the next thing was, if I'm not mistaken, P.S. Hayes. Fucking
ponytail.
He deserved that shit.
Well, no, before the ponytail, he clocks the fuck out of Bradshaw.
Does he not deserve that though?
He deserved it. That little racist ass bitch.
Look, let him finish.
Okay.
Yeah, but it would have been better if Farouk knocked his ass out.
Or Mark Henry.
And then
I don't even think Mark Henry was a thing, bro.
Open hand slaps the fuck out of Hayes, knocks Hayes out, and then that's when Waltman comes behind, cuts the ponytail.
Right.
And then after that, the Kurt Hennig and Brock Lesnar situation.
Hey, explain
not to cut you off though.
What? Yeah, please explain that situation.
That
one part about X-Pac. They said something that was real interesting, that X-Pac was always the one that was trying to be the main eventer. He was the one, the sweet one, or
what do they call him? What do they call him?
The trailer hit.
The trailer hit.
The trailer hit, right.
Always behind the heavy hitters.
You know what he was? He was the Marco stunt to Jungle Express.
No,
That is
no,
true.
no.
No, he was better than
I
that.
mean, like
He did not beat
Really?
Razor Ramon on Monday Night Raw with a moonsault for a 1-2-3.
Right, yeah, you can't
When
give
I
him
see
Marco
Marco
Stunt.
Stunt doing that to a big giant type,
Right,
dude,
you can't give him Marco Stunt.
No, I'm just making a comparison.
there
You know
is
what I'm
no
saying,
comparison,
man? Like,
bro.
no, not as far as in the ring.
Marco
'cause
Stunt is
fucking-
his biggest
body
hornswoggle.
You know what? He
you want
is
a
Buff
comparison?
Bagwell to the NWO. That's what he was. He's the Buff Bagwell of the NWO. But go ahead, Nabby.
Nah, and so and then
Oh,
after
Bagwell.
that, so
Scott Norton.
I was always under I always thought Kurt Hennig was the one that won the fight, but if you listen to the documentary,
The Vincent.
nobody really
One.
said anything about one being over the other. But
Right.
that incident,
No, they was like, man, they was both two big motherfuckers, and we felt like they was gonna
breaking
blow the
everything.
fuselage out.
So after the whole Kurt
It was
Hennig
like
thing,
the Hulk and fucking Thanos fighting.
right. So
Where's
after
Thor
the
at?
whole fuselage, as Chris calls it, with the emergency door shit, what happened after that, Nappy? Because you watched the performance.
After that, if I'm not mistaken, after the Kurt Hennig and Brock situation was when I want to say Flair came out with the robe.
No. You missed the whole singing part.
Oh shit, yeah. So you had Dustin, aka Gold Dust, singing a song to Terry Reynolds, who they just, I guess, got divorced within like a few months at that time.
I mean, what did you expect him to do? There was a plane full of booze. His ex-wife's is in first class. He's in coach. And he's singing because he's depressed and he's drunk. And JR goes, sit your ass down.
Now, the one thing about that, kid, as you pointed out, even the stewardess who was on the night said she felt bad.
He felt bad
for Dustin because she was like, you could hear that he was in pain and he was just drunk and pouring his heart out. Now, mind you, at that point,
please,
everybody was asleep and his singing is what woke everybody up.
If it wasn't for him, she would be a nobody right now.
Right, like
nobody would even know who Terry Reynolds is right now because
you know what? Terry Reynolds has always been a hoe, though.
And a cigar. She made it famous before Monica Lewinsky.
I didn't want to say it, but you said it, so it's been said.
Expression on her face when she was like, "Oh, and Brock Lesnar exposed himself to me at the face."
I know it looks like a little short little penis. It looks like a fucking mouse.
Like the way she brought that up, I'm like, "You
right." But she also did say though, if she were to sue the boys for every time they did some indecent shit,
don't sell it.
You know what I'm saying? Man,
don't sell it. Yeah, don't sell it.
Her entire adult life, and I believe that. I believe they was just to listen to the point of it. Think about how the female division had to be in backstage and in the locker rooms and shit. That shit
Think
had
about
to be
the rest of the women that were on that flight. Trish Stratus.
Oh, Trish was on that flight?
From the card that I sent y'all.
Tips.
Right. Trish was
I
on
know
that
Trish
flight?
was on that flight.
So,
Tips was on that flight?
Let me look at the card.
Because according to, well, remember, so there wasn't just one plane. Understand this. There were two. There were two planes, like Nappy had said. There were two flights.
Had to have been because
I was gonna say because Trish Stratus and Jazz.
Yeah, no.
Oh hell no!
Was on that same flight?
Been on that flight.
We don't know. I thought they carried everybody.
No,
it wasn't everybody.
No, it wasn't everybody. That sounds like the VIP plane.
Because the Dudley Boys were part of that car too.
Right. So
that's what I'm saying. Man, that sounds like the plane that we talking about sounds like the VIP plane. Because we talking about NWO.
If it's got Ric Flair on it, it's VIP.
Right.
If he's trying to shell out thousands of dollars after you went through 3 carts
I'm sorry.
of liquor.
not to interrupt y'all, but Stephanie said that plane could only fit about 50 people-ish. So,
well, considering they got seats with a table and
tables, right?
Yeah, tables and all that shit.
It was 2 planes. I'm pretty sure the second plane ain't had no problems. Weren't hear about that.
Well, I mean, man. I mean, if you listen to the documentary, old girl said that like they worked for a company that chartered jets for like athletes and sports teams, right? NBA teams.
One of the teams
and all
was
of
the
that.
Utah Jazz. I can only imagine what was on that flight.
Right. So,
anybody seen the Jordan documentary?
We ain't talking about the Jordan documentary.
You know what? That's gonna be next.
No, I'm just saying when he was walking in, they were snorting coke in the motherfucking locker room.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's just how it was back then, right?
So
what else was he doing?
Go ahead and finish. So now we're at
after the whole singing part. I did hear. So I listened to a lot of podcasts with like a lot of different people, and I always heard just like bits and pieces of the Plane Ride from Hell. Never heard it in its full fucking content like last night. But one thing that I always heard that was like a fucking, you can guarantee it, was at some point of any kind of flight, Ric Flair would go into the bathroom, come out in his robe, open it, do the fucking helicopter, but that would be it. That would be it. Then he would
go. You don't need a big dick in order to do a helicopter.
You gotta have a lot of dick, like for real.
I mean, if he's
neither here nor there.
I'm sorry, but look, Nappy, man, Flint,
Kid,
and Chris. We already talked about this earlier.
Yeah,
but anyway, look, if a grown ass man starts swinging his dick around in your face, are you gonna find it funny, or you gonna punch his ass in the face?
You're like, sit down.
He ain't.
Are you actually gonna punch Ric Flair in the face with a Reaper?
Dude, if he put his dick in
fucking penis in my face, you goddamn right. Yeah. And I take my chances on the fucking Indies.
Look,
I mean, if they had New Jack on the flight, what do you think would happen?
Oh, dude,
New Jack would have set that motherfucker up. New Jack would have set that motherfucker up.
Hey, Stephanie, I heard we were just talking about this about Brock Lesnar. You know, his dick is like, just very, very small.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about people's
I don't want to talk about Brock
Lesnar. There's some people in here that's comfortable with small penises, but whatever.
Look, the thing about it was, that was almost a perfect storm. It was the right people on that plane.
Never happen again.
I think that Vince designed it like that, because you already know if that's Vince's plane, he has say-so of who's on it and who's not. So
it's all on fucking Vince at the end of the day. And that's why I'm mad at Vince, because how the fuck you gonna tell somebody else, hey, you know what? Them motherfuckers is tearing the plane up in the back.
But
you go back there and take care of it.
But the factor is that not only Vince, but you also had his wife.
Right.
It's like,
that's all I'm saying. Like, I know Linda had to say
and that's what I'm saying.
Handle your boys.
It's not a whole bunch of motherfuckers on the plane. I'm just saying, me as a man, bro. Man, like, I'm not gonna let a whole bunch of motherfucking men in the back of my goddamn plane fuck up my good time with my wife. Man, you fucking up my peace. Like, literally. Like, if you got the captain coming out the goddamn cockpit to go in the back and see what the fuck is going on, obviously there's a problem.
I'm so glad you brought that up. How the fuck, as an owner,
they didn't
say something before you?
Because he probably had a captain in his pocket. But not only that, but also they didn't even explain the factor of that Vince McMahon had something going on with Kurt Angle at the same time.
What you mean? What do you mean?
The story that
Kid, please elaborate.
Whoa.
That was a different plane ride.
Was that a different plane ride?
That wasn't the plane ride from
that
hell.
Wasn't the plane ride from hell then?
That plane, that plane was a normal plane leaving like one part of the country to another part of the country. Because Taker, in the beginning of the show, I brought this up to Flint and Chris and Lucky. I said, there's no fucking way in hell Undertaker was on that plane ride.
Because he was all that shit.
Thank you. He was the locker room leader at that time. The
Right.
plane
Yeah,
ride
he
that
would've
you're
squashed
thinking
that
of,
shit.
kid, was a regular plane ride from like SmackDown going to Raw for the next day or something like that.
Well,
Speaking of
Vince, Nappy, I told Flint when we were talking, man, the first thing I said, I was like, dude, the first thing I thought about when I heard about all this shit happening is where the fuck was Taker at? Because I know he was on that trip.
I said that's it. Yeah.
And I'm like, man, and I'm like, where the fuck was Taker at?
He was probably on the second plane. Because the plane ride that Kid was bringing up was when Vince was trying to call out Kurt Angle, like, you a hot shot wrestler, huh? You want to go? And they finally went. Vince lunged at Kurt Angle. Kurt, doing what Kurt does best, defended himself. They bumped Undertaker while Undertaker was napping. Undertaker wakes up, sees Kurt Angle on top of Vince, and Taker just fucking cold cocks the shit out of Angle. Bruce Pritchard was on that ride and was like, yo, hold on. No, they were just fucking around. And Taker was like, all right, we'll get them motherfuckers out of here because I'm trying to sleep.
But the problem...
that's why Taker was not on this plane. I'm sorry.
You bring his name up, but I saw a post on the Wrestling Commentary 24/7 something on Facebook about the Chris Kanyon episode that's going to be coming up, and there's a possibility Undertaker's name and maybe mentioned about that whole situation. So there may be something, and Undertaker's not innocent. There's got to be something with him. His name was brought up.
Got some demons.
Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely got some fucking skeletons in the goddamn. Man,
but out of all the episodes and the seasons that they've had, this is by far the most the craziest one, and the most trending episode that they've had for this. And I mean, this with Tommy Dreamer, I don't know what the fuck
that
he
fucking
even.
Scumbag.
He should have never ever did that interview.
I would have just denied the interview.
He should have got fired instead of suspended.
And I understand where you coming from, Flint. But
I was about to say that I haven't even got to my point because we haven't even got to that shit.
I'm gonna let you hit your point, but I just would have not said anything because this is 2021.
Ah, there it is.
Not only that, though.
Nappy, if you don't mind,
2021.
Nappy, if you don't mind, I'm gonna kind of take the cliff notes to the rest of this.
Go for it.
Plane ride from here, so we can kind of move along a little bit. So after all of this, Ric Flair decides to do his helicopter thing, butt-ass naked with his robe, and it wasn't the fact that he even did it down the aisle. What he did was he pinned the stewardess in the galley, which if any of you have been on a plane, you know the galley is one person in, one person out. It's really small. But he pinned her in the bathroom, and he's swinging his dick in front of her and kept grabbing her hand, making her touch his dick, pretty much. And it was several minutes, and Dustin is the one who told him to sit his ass down. And that's when he backed up off of her. Now, my thing is, regardless if he meant it as a joke or, you know, a prank or he was just having fun, that's sexual assault and how you ever want to read into it. What I have a problem with is that people getting on Tommy Dreamer so hard.
He fucked his career, bro.
And I'm gonna get to that, but people getting on Tommy Dreamer so hard and not Ric Flair when all Tommy Dreamer.
No, they've been on Ric Flair ass just as bad.
I get that. But
they've already had a plane ride from Hell story, and it was in a WWE cartoon when when Sting and all the other boys, and he goes, "Woo!" You know,
they took it off too, by the way.
But
like, dude,
hold on. Let Flint go ahead, Flint.
No. I just want to interject one thing. Like, man, like it's been a known thing for like Ric Flair to pull out his dick. Unfortunately, you know what I'm saying, man. And again, this is some nasty shit, and you around men all day, and you're supposedly. Man, no offense, Chris, but you're supposedly not homosexual. So why the fuck are you pulling out your dick?
Because he was drunk.
I don't give a fuck.
I mean, I don't pull out my dick when I'm drunk. What the
How much Hennessy did you have?
Look,
it doesn't matter how much Hennessy I have. It doesn't matter.
I mean,
hey,
I'm just saying.
Kid, I have been drunk where Flint has pulled me out of bars. And
dragged it was a good idea at the
home.
time.
And I have never pulled out my dick ever in the bar.
Was that watered down Hennessy?
I've drank Hennessy. I've drank motherfucking Tanqueray. I went to jail off Tanqueray.
Hold on. Kid, you know, while you getting on him, do you pull your dick out?
No.
Right.
Okay, then. Shit.
Hey, what I'm down, Bully Club.
So, so what I was saying about Tommy Dreamer was simple. I don't think everybody should be so hard on him just for the simple fact is
that nigga career is dead, bro.
Let him go.
Let Flint finish because I'm about to go after Flint.
Yeah. What I'm saying is, and like I said, I mean, I'm on here. You know, it is what it is. I just said that I don't think you should be so bad on him. Not saying that what he said was right, but I think at his core, he was just trying to have his friends back. And what he said was, if you actually look at it, what he said was that, dude, I've known Flair for decades, and he never appeared to me a sexual predator like that, a rapist like that. You know what I'm saying? He was speaking to his character. Now, I think what he should have added after saying all of that is that what he did, was it wrong? Yes, but that's what Flair always done at bars and a locker room, and everybody cheered him and laughed at him for it.
The amount of alcohol he was drinking.
Right, like that's, and I don't think that he should have necessarily been punished as severely as he is by everybody right now because he was truly just trying to have his friends back. I didn't ever hear him condone it, but he didn't listen to me, but he didn't acknowledge
Antonio. You watch the show?
Let Flint finish because I got a huge question for Flint.
I'm not saying that, you know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, yes. If y'all say he should have just shut up and not said nothing, I agree. I wouldn't have said shit. But if any one of y'all, all of y'all, I pointed every last one of y'all that I know, and you guys are in that situation, and somebody asks me a comment, I'll be like, dude, I've never known Chris to be like that. I've never known Mackie. I've never known Kid to ever be a rapist or a sexual predator. Man, maybe he had too many drinks.
But I'm gonna kick your I'm gonna kick your ass, bro, for saying anything at all.
I mean, he kind of looks like New Jack.
If you my man, you already know who I am.
The gangsters.
And you already know who
right now
I am in the real. So I don't want you to say shit.
But that's the point. The point is that I've been your man's. I know you. I know who you are. So I'm at least speak to your character. I can't condone your actions at that point in time.
No, let them random motherfuckers, man, not condone my actions. Somebody else did not see that shit. If you did not see that shit, somebody else did not see that shit. If you my man and I fucks with you like that, and I'm a prominent person that is on fucking TV like that, and I'm trying to build my career, the best thing for you to do is not say a motherfucking word.
Maybe so. But what I'm saying, somebody asked me to your character. I am, and you, my friend, I'm at least speak to your character, and I think that's all Tommy was trying to do.
Well, speak to my character, as they said, off the fucking record. Be the anonymous source.
Okay, go ahead, Nappy.
Flint, let me ask you a question. So,
on that note, I'm going to the goddamn toilet.
Tommy Dreamer,
I can see that. You got to go potty.
Cool, right? Tommy Dreamer's like, bro, I've been knowing Ric Flair for blah blah blah. That's his character. It's everybody laughs when he whips the helicopter out. So is it okay for Flair to whip out the helicopter on Tommy Dreamer's 18-year-old twin? No, just answer the question.
No,
is it?
I never said it was.
And
I don't know, Stephanie.
Tommy Dreamer be okay with that? Because that's pretty much what Tommy Dreamer is saying. Hey, it's okay.
People live the character.
Ric Flair's gimmick. It's all fun.
Yeah,
but
there's
a laugh. Bro, you're a father of two I'm a father of two daughters.
Bro, I'm a father of a daughter.
Chris, I know Chris. I've known Chris for almost 4 years now. And if he would do some shit like that, I'm sorry. I'd have to do what any father would have to do, whether I know Chris, and Chris would never do that. And that's just Chris's character. He always helicopters and we all laugh. No, man. There's lines.
But you know what?
Dreamer, as a father, as a fucking
he should have known better than that shit.
Being should have said, you know what? I don't want to comment on this because I don't condone it.
I'm gonna take a pass because I don't condone that shit.
Regardless of who the fuck you are.
I agree.
The fact that JR chuckled and said, well, he's a main man.
No, understand the context. Understand the context. JR chuckled and said that shit, which I'm about to address, kid.
Well, but
JR said that, bro, he went to Vince, was like, well, what are we gonna do about fucking Flair? That was his first thing. Like, well, what you
said, I don't know.
What are you doing about Flair? He chuckled because, God damn it, I've been in that position. I don't have the power to do what I want. Because if it was for me, Flair would have been the first one fired. He's talked about this outside of that. He was like, dude, Flair would have got the most discipline out of him. But once again, he is just a spokesperson for Vince. He can't make any decisions or moves without him.
Vinnie Mac.
That's what the chuckle was. The chuckle was like, nigga, that was the first nigga I wanted to go.
Because he knew he was wrong.
Vince, right, nigga, Vince didn't want me to do that.
You know what?
He's like, go handle the talent because I'm not going to do it. I'm the owner.
Exactly.
You're the executive.
But don't say shit to Flair. Don't touch him.
They gave him a fucking pass. For real? Like a pass.
And that's my point, because
just because you're the man for the last 30 years.
As long as JR has been in the WWE, he know that Vince McMahon is trash, but yet you keep going and working for Vince.
Remember, once again, repeat what Tommy Dreamer said. If you weren't working for WWE, you wasn't working.
But this was
bro.
before.
You wasn't working at all.
You wasn't working at all. But you got to think about it, bro. If you're in the number one business, that is your bread. That is your money maker. That is what you do. A lot of people take shit for the jobs that they have now.
Antonio on something right now. I think Antonio been drinking with Ric Flair tonight because
woo,
that boy's saying some fucking questionable shit. But
how many times are they going to take
it? Real quick. Everybody says you reap what you sow, and sooner or later karma does come back. Vince McMahon, not only is this episode going into full detail of this shit, and now he's gonna have to fucking deal with whatever he's got to deal with this shit resurfacing. A couple days ago, he's now getting hit with possibly soon a lot of people slapping him with lawsuits because of somebody bringing up that there was a something in their contracts where they were allegedly in contractors when they weren't, or vice versa or whatever. So he's about to be knee deep into the shit, and I think it's good for him because, again, when you sit there for so fucking long and brush shit off for so long, it's gonna eventually bite you in the fucking ass. And I think that's why we've been seeing so many cuts. I honestly think Vince knew that this lawsuit was coming and he had to prepare for it.
Two things.
And wait, before you go, Desmond came in the room. Welcome to the show, sir.
What's up, dude?
What's good, gentlemen?
What up?
So,
I'm gonna forget. Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead, kid. What you about to say?
Two things. He was trending. Now he's trending. And the thing is how many times are you going to hear the chops, and how many people are going to go woo now from now on because of this? Because now if you hear people do and people are wooing, are people going to be like,
wait, kid? So
you don't have to text it in the chat, bro. Because I'm on my Bluetooth. But
the thing is, he was trending worldwide up top, and now he's trending worldwide going down.
Yeah, but see
we got the
whole thing about it.
The release, him wanting to get out of his contract and get out of WWE had nothing to do with this. Vince McMahon releasing and Vince McMahon's troubles. This has nothing to do with all the releases that has happened in the last month.
I'm not going to necessarily say understand something. I don't think that Vince McMahon troubles has anything to do with the releases. I honestly believe that the releases is more so a budget cut to make his growth look bigger to the higher ups that he has to answer to, Fox and USA. He's trying to make it seem like he has made more money and profitable than what it really is. So if you cut those salaries off the books, you're in better standings. Because if he looked at it, there was no real reason for him to release Adam Shearer. It really wasn't. Like, it wasn't like he was, but because Braun Strowman was making so much money, because of the fact he was making so much money on the books, and he wasn't doing shit. Let's free up that little $2 million or whatever it is, So,
well, just to look at it from this perspective too. I mean, you can look at it being with the networks, but you also got to look at the shareholders he's got to deal with too.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's more of his releases is more of a shareholder.
I'm sure the shareholders were watching Dark Side of the Ring last night.
Oh,
okay, so it came out today. AEW is worth $400 million in less than 2 years.
Did he say 1,200 million?
400. It's 400. That's supposed. It's not confirmed, but that's the report that AEW is worth 400 million. But
I believe it.
Not even about AEW and that. What I'm kind of not necessarily tripping on is that I don't think that Tommy Dreamer deserves all the flack that he's getting. Does he deserve some? And should he be judged by what he's saying? But from what I hear, and this is just what I hear, I don't know how much facts it is. I heard that Impact released him today.
Mm-hmm. No. He was suspended indefinitely.
That's fucking released pretty much.
That's the first step. That's the
first step. You just suspended indefinitely. So, and I'm like, dude, okay, I could see if he was one of the ones actually doing this shit, but he wasn't. I honestly believe that he was just literally trying to stick up for the character of his friend. And
that's crazy though.
That shit was crazy.
No, because see, the thing about it is that your friend is doing that. Your friend is doing the damage.
I agree.
He's making you look bad. But I don't want you defending me, and I'm doing my garbage. I'm doing my trash.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
That's the thing, because I'm like, any actions that you do have repercussions. So when you're defending me, you're making yourself look bad, and I'm not going to do that. That's why sometimes we got to be that thing called adults, and nobody on that damn plane was adults that night.
I was just about to say that's the whole problem that I had with that. They are, if they are to be professionals, they should have acted as professional as possible. They acted like a bunch of idiotic dumbasses, and then they fucked around and got everybody else in trouble, including themselves, trying to act like a bunch of fools
in 7 hours.
College locker room.
Nicely said.
What's up, Reese?
Hey, what's up, y'all?
What's good, man?
Drinking 3 carts of liquor and then
come on, man,
thousands of dollars for another cart. Come on.
I know they was living off the high of what happened at that pay-per-view, man, but that's no excuse to be acting that fucking stupid.
No. Nobody is giving. All of us in here are adults. All of us.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
But they boys though.
Listen to me. We all know that was some fucked up shit, and we all know
college fucking.
Where was Kevin Nash in all this?
Like I said, I think they was all on separate planes.
Yeah, I think so.
But Hall was on the plane. If
I don't think Hall was on that plane.
Kevin Nash wouldn't have gone without
Scott Hall. Maybe so.
And they show him sitting by himself.
It's a lot of people that wasn't named that was on that plane.
I'm not saying that they weren't. My only take on this is that Ric Flair, every bit of heat he's about to get, he deserves.
Absolutely.
But all I'm saying is, if you're gonna put fire to Ric Flair, then you need to put a fucking inferno to Vince.
Damn right.
This
hey, but you know what?
This culture is his fault, Chris.
They gave him a pass.
This culture is his fucking
and they
fault.
fired all the other people.
You know what? And I get that, but this is the problem. WWE loyalists are going to defend him no matter what.
Oh God, yeah.
They're gonna defend Ric Flair no matter what. They're gonna be going to about, I like being the woo and all this other bullshit. And that's why I said, when you defend people like if you defend people like Vince, then that shows that you just as bad as Vince. Plain and simple.
But what's going to happen is that they're going to ban the chop move in WWE, so that way they don't hear the woos in the crowd.
Well, ban it. I don't give a fuck.
This is another thing that they're going to do.
I've never gave a shit about Ric Flair anyway. He's a racist ass bitch anyway, so I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I agree with you. I was never a Ric Flair. Honestly, I was never a big Ric Flair fan. Just from me knowing the shit that he did back, you know what I'm saying, man, in TNA, you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, before there was a TNA, but you know, when it was the belt that they took from
NWA,
WCW, they took from NWA, just from the shit that I heard from him at NWA, like the stories that come out about Flair, dude, the shit he's done.
See, this actually brings up a good question.
Come on, dude.
How does Flair really feel about his daughter being with Andrade and about to get married? Like, he'll put on front in front of the cameras, but how does he really feel?
Next you know, he breaks up with Charlotte. It's over.
No, but apparently, look. According to Nappy Boy, like he actually loves Andrade.
Okay, Andrade and Ric Flair. They're always like, I follow Andrade on TikTok, and they recently was like in fucking the Caribbean
each other,
and Andrade suplexed fucking Ric Flair into the fucking pool. Like, they're always together. They're always
like this. I hear that they really tight.
You can tell when like a father-in-law and a son-in-law are kind of like, these motherfuckers is hugging all day, and then like
I'm glad you brought up that point.
AAA. He went to
I'm glad you brought that point. I asked Chris this earlier. So with that, we all saw that AEW was about to bring in Ric Flair to handle Andrade. So now, after this shit didn't happen, as Tony Khan and AEW, what do you do? Because you've already gotten rid of Chavo.
Do you think it's a coincidence, though? Do you think it's a coincidence, though, that they were going to debut him around the same time as the plane ride from hell? Don't you think that as big as an episode as that is, don't you think that they would have had it like way down the card at like season finale, and then Flair's in AEW, then what?
Yeah, but I'm like, as Tony Khan, what do you do, kid? Like, you done already took out his one handler to make room for Ric Flair.
This was a blessing in disguise for AEW.
Yes, it was.
This was a blessing in disguise for AEW.
It really was.
Flair did not need to come to AEW. He really did. He needed to stay his old ass somewhere else. Like, I'm so serious.
It'll be interesting how they're going to play this thing out on AEW next.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your next move?
They're going to keep on, just like a spoke on the wheel. They're just going to keep on going.
Because now the manager that's going to come in, we're all going to know, oh, that's Plan B.
No, and Antonio, no, AEW didn't expect this backlash. Matter of fact, no one did. Like, no one knew. People knew about the plane ride from hell, but they didn't know about it like in detail until last night.
Right.
So with that being said, like,
definitely, I think you're right on that.
What?
Stephanie said his AAA, that retirement speech he had, or the speech that he had was probably he already knew what was going on. Yeah. Somehow, some way he knew that his shit was going to get out.
Mm-hmm. I think he knew that's why he wanted a release from WWE to kind of protect Vince, because clearly Vince and fucking Flair are boys. If Vince is like, oh, he's like,
hey, some shit is coming out on you, and I think you need to go ahead and just remove yourself from the situation and get as much as you can in a short period of time.
And knowing Flair, that's why he was honestly trying to go to AEW so quick. Mm-hmm. But Tony Khan being Tony Khan, hold on, we got to make this shit make sense, bro. We got to story tell this. So just give me some time.
Come on,
and
Stephanie.
Now this shit comes and it's like, nah.
So I'm gonna make my last point, and then I'm about to retire because y'all done got me.
Yeah, I know you gotta
go to work in the morning. So I'm gonna say this: I don't blame any wrestler on that plane for the actions that they partook in. Just because I believe that Vince is the ringleader, he is the matriarch. He built that locker room. Before Vince, the locker rooms might have been toxic, but nowhere near that extent. You know what I'm saying? And I believe that any backlash, repercussions, or any lawsuits or ill will have to fall on his lap, and then let it trickle down from there. So before everybody is like, cancel Flair, fuck Flair, all of that, cancel Vince, nigga. And then let it trickle down from there to everybody else, because he nurtured that. You know what I'm saying?
Vince has been needing to go for the last like 25 years.
Vince is the one who made, before Vince, no wrestler was untouchable, because there were so many promotions.
Possibly next month, James.
You know, so many different districts and wrestling circuits. So at that point, since Vince made those monsters, he created them, he fed them, and that deserves all of the praise and all of the criticism in the same fucking circle.
You think Disney's going to want WWE
I agree with that.
now?
I agree with that.
So, all right, y'all. To everybody that was in the chat, good night. Hey, to my fellas,
take care, brother.
Take care.
I will holler at y'all next time.
Definitely, bro. Take care.
I appreciate y'all listening to my little rant on Vince.
Man, we appreciate you.
It's a little bit different than last time.
Hey, look.
All right.
Look, matter of fact, let me get my Ric Flair in before. I'm gonna apologize for my drunken ass episode on here, but it was all out. It was
you were drunk?
the best.
Dude, you were drunk.
I was wasted.
I was cracking up listening to it.
But
I couldn't tell.
I was so excited because that was probably one of the best pay-per-views that I've seen in decades. It brought me back to my childhood and my love of professional wrestling. And I was
WrestleMania 10?
And not just that, man. I had an opportunity to meet you too, man. It was great.
So he's being me right now.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, he's being me.
There's 50 Cent.
Yes, tell Chris to go to bed. Tell him to go to bed.
Wait, Chris. All right, Chris. Look. Okay, look. I'm about to get off. So look.
You get off, but you.
Wait. I'm trying to.
And then, man, I want you to.
Yeah, we feel you. I am.
That sounds good, James.
I am trying to apologize for my, which is what Flair should do.
I appreciate
was 3 parts of Alcohol in the Wind because I was so happy and excited about the fantastic.
Was it? You said Alcohol in the Wind? Was that Whisper in the Wind?
You say what?
Whisper in the Wind.
Yeah. So it was a fantastic show. And
shit like that since WrestleMania 17.
Take care, Brian.
Yeah. So I was.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
What's going on that shit?
This was going off in the background.
That's funny.
Dude, man. Okay, so let's kind of talk more in detail. Like, I see where Flint was coming from. I get it. The whole thing about Tommy Dreamer is that he was defending Ric Flair's bullshit And that's the part I just didn't like. I didn't like it. I thought it was just like straight up disgusting. Like
I can't swallow that pill, man. Like as much as I want to agree with Chris and agree with Flint and like, bruh, you're telling me in so many words that if Flair were to do that to your twin daughters who are 18, you have to accept that.
No,
you have to. You have to, because you said it out of your fucking mouth. That's Flair's character. He means nothing by it. So if he would to helicopter your twin fucking daughters, you have to accept that as that's just Flair. Hey babe, don't do nothing. That's just Flair.
Right, and people condone
penis swinging everywhere.
You know what I'm saying? They talk about, oh my, and then Tommy Dreamer. Oh my God, I think he's really bisexual in real life. This man sat here. I mean, like, talked about
on my double pony.
Hey, right. He sat here talking about the length, the girth, how big his balls was. Talking about, oh my God, it was swinging.
It was a hammer.
Yeah, it was a hammer. Oh my God, I really enjoyed it. And then he talked about, well, none of us got offended. I mean, maybe one person did, but I mean, I don't see what the whole issue was.
The poor lady who fucking was being forced to fucking touch that fucking old ass shriveled up bullshit. Like, bruh, let's think. But you know what?
I got one better for good, huh?
I got one better. I'm over here calling Tommy Dreamer a scumbag. That attendant's husband is the biggest fucking scumbag for telling her, well, what did you do to make him do that to you?
Not a damn thing.
Pause. Bro, that's your fucking wife, dude. You're supposed to honor, respect, and protect the minute you fucking say I do. I don't give a fuck what. Girl, no. See, that right there was bullshit. And then him telling her, well, you should just take the cop out.
Where'd you find that at, James?
Just take the. It was in the thing. Because when she was speaking about the situation to the husband, she said my husband asked, well, what did I do to make Ric Flair do that? Like, you got to listen to it, because she says it so quick. That
she did. I heard that too.
Listen, you'll miss it. And then he tells her to sign the fucking, like, I guess they like settled out of court. Oh, just sign it.
Yeah, because basically, I mean, when you settle, that really means that you're guilty, that you want them to shut the fuck up. Don't say anything. And the WWE has been doing this for decades. Like, I don't. And it's just like this shit.
How much more shit though is that? Just from one story. What else is there that is behind the scenes that we have no idea?
Oh, dude, there's probably
still a steroid scandal mountains that come up a little bit later.
Shit going on with WWE.
Man. I'm interested in that fucking episode coming up soon. The fucking
and I hate to say this, and not because of what happened and the negativity and everything, but because of Dark Side of the Ring. Do you believe that this has actually helped this series going forward? Because of that,
I think so. Yes,
because now they're going to be like, oh, we need Dark Side of the Ring to produce more shows, more episodes. But who is going to say, yeah, I'll be a part of that. I want to be a part of this. I want to be a part of that. I'm going to comment, say I want to comment on everything. Or they're going to be like, no, I ain't going to be part of that. I already seen what happened to Tommy Dreamer and Ric Flair. I ain't going to be part of that. No comment.
Well, that's what happens. You do the dirt, you get the dirt.
You reap what you sow. Get that shit going and get it happening now.
I mean, that's the reason why Ric Flair didn't want to comment on the video anyway, because he knew he was guilty.
Ric Flair didn't want to comment. Brock Lesnar
didn't want to comment at all. Yeah, they talk about Brock Lesnar was unable for comment, but he's able to come to the shows and get the $1 million for appearances
and take people to suplex.
Yeah. Did you notice in the text underneath while they were talking about the whole Ric Flair thing, how it stated that Ric Flair was unable to.
Oh, just conveniently, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And then I want to touch on what James brought up by saying, and I caught on to that on the fourth time. I watched this episode 4 times, and I kept finding new shit out, and I kept hearing shit that I didn't hear the previous time. JR said that this incident was a black eye. It hurts, and then it heals. That's just unacceptable in my eyes.
Because you know what, JR, I'm sorry for saying this though, but JR is just as trash as Vince. Because like number one, you knew you could at least you are the main person vouching for Stone Cold. But you tell But you couldn't stop the boys in the back. You couldn't raise your voice up a little bit higher. I mean,
where was the ring general, the leader of the locker room? You know, where
the time Undertaker?
He was on the other plane.
Who was second in command? Who was the lieutenant?
Wait, hold on. I don't think Reese was here when I said this. So you've seen the episode. You've heard when they said that Undertaker was on that plane. Honestly, do you think Taker was on that plane?
I don't think so.
Who's going to speak up? Tommy Dreamer?
The reason why Reese
Taker was there, I swear.
He wasn't on that plane though, kid, because he was the leader of the fucking locker room in that day and age. And I don't care who you listen to, what podcast you listen to, you always heard some kind of story of Taker stepping up when needed, and it's like, yo, cut the fucking bullshit or there's gonna be problems. Perfect example. Kid got one incident confused from another plane ride with this plane ride when Vince and Kurt Angle got into a scuffle because Vince wanted to call Kurt Angle's wrestling skills out. Vince lunged at Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle defended himself. They bumped into Taker's chair on the plane where Taker was napping. Taker woke up, saw Kurt Angle on top of Vince, cold-cocked Angle, and got told, yo, they were just goofing off. We're sorry. And Taker was like, cut that shit out. Yeah, cut that shit out or there's going to be problems. And he said that to Angle and fucking Vince. Taker was not on that plane ride.
If Taker,
that shit would have popped off.
If Taker would have seen Flair do what he did,
he probably would have snuck the fuck
out. Yeah, definitely. I totally agree with that because Taker's not the one to drink like that because we've already seen what was it? There was an episode or there was something to him where he just pretty much just sat back.
Antonio, bro, come on, man.
Antonio, see, here is the issue that I have.
My problem is I'm a father of 2 daughters, and if I know somebody showing me fucking dick to my daughters, I don't give a fuck if we've been best friends for 22 years or 22 seconds. You're getting your fucking ass beat.
The thing about it is that I don't get how can you defend the same person that disrespected.
No, you weren't of Antonio. Come on, bro.
That's the problem that I have.
Taker would have rolled his eyes.
If you want to be one of those boys that want to defend this bullshit that's going on,
are you a Tommy Dreamer right now?
I mean, the fuck.
Notice how we're always saying that's just the boys.
The boys.
None of these motherfuckers is men.
That's just the locker room talk. Like
men don't do this shit.
That's the men backstage.
Show they dicks to other fucking men. Men don't fucking drop H-bombs in fucking women. Notice Mike Chioda, RVD said that they dropped the H-bombs to do ribs on the boys or they dropped the H-bombs into women to do things with them. Come on, bro.
That's not family, sir.
Do, son. That's not family
you're right,
oriented. I mean, are you telling me
totally would have stopped that shit?
Are you telling me, Antonio, that you would do that to your family or your friends?
I mean, that also goes into I remember
Antonio had daughters.
Chris, you had discussed it on one of your other podcasts, how you talked about Randy Orton showing off his dick to Creative. It's no different than that.
Yeah, no different than that.
Dark Side of the Ring, episode 7. Or I'm sorry, Dark Side of the Ring, season 7, episode 1. Randy Orton shows his dick to somebody.
And then episode 2, Stone Cold Steve Austin beating Deborah
during creative meeting.
Okay. Antonio, I don't have to, if I'm a rib somebody, I do it verbally.
Why would I?
No,
Do
I
you
don't
even know the definition of a rib, Antonio?
Bro,
I'm about to show y'all my dick as a rib, y'all.
No, don't do that.
I don't have to put a drug into somebody's coke
to rib
just to rib them. Like that doesn't.
While wearing a CM Punk t-shirt.
Right.
Chris, the more you try to like,
is he really trolling right now? Though it sounds like he's trolling.
I mean, like if he's trolling, he's.
That's
really
what it sounds like, bro.
It
sounds like he's trolling.
Like
right
he's being
trolling.
really dumb right now, bro. Like for real, like because like he's
not
the only. He's not the only. I mean, fans act like this. Like I do not know what the fuck is wrong with these.
Is he being a troll or smart? I mean, I don't.
I mean, because he's being really dumb right now. Like it's not.
It sounds like you are,
fun.
Antonio, a little bit.
It's not a funny matter.
No,
like I don't get your whole thing about. Oh well, yeah, this is the boys or whatever. What happened if they did that to your fucking mom? What happened if they did that shit? You wouldn't be laughing. Though, right? You wouldn't be on here trolling.
That's not a big deal.
Chris,
okay.
Yeah, I'll even go one further. And I don't know if y'all brought this up or not yet, but if y'all did, I apologize. But yo, y'all know how when Ric Flair used to do those really crazy promos when he got pissed off? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let somebody do any of this shit that he did to that flight attendant, to Megan or Ashley.
Mm-hmm.
You would see Flair pop off tenfold.
Andrade could have wore one of his robes and be like, "Hey, Ashley."
Let me show you my. Let me show you my Honduran helicopter. I'm just saying, dude. Like every single time, I read something or I hear somebody try to defend Ric Flair just being Ric Flair. No, motherfucker,
that is not an
excuse. Give a fuck. Because again, as a father of 2 daughters, let anybody show they shit to my daughters without their consent. I'm beating the fuck out of that person. I don't care who you are. I don't give a fuck who you are.
Yeah,
maybe I don't know.
And the thing about it is that the reason why we have an issue, well, me more so me, I have an issue with Tommy Dreamer because he didn't give a fuck. Like he just didn't care.
He didn't bat not a. He didn't.
Him or Terry
think once when he said, "Well, I mean, you know, this is just Ric Flair's character." We're in 2021. If this shit happened now, somebody would get defended and it wouldn't be cool. I mean, I'm wearing 2 ponytails and they're not going to be cool. Like he was just so fucking fluent and just like cohesive with it. Like, oh, it's Flair.
and
man's on that flight, Corey.
And the crazy thing is with Flair, nothing's going to happen to Flair. Because everybody's going to keep wooing, and people are going to like this.
Car Shield is going to drop him,
and this shit is going to go away. This shit is going to go away tomorrow.
No,
and they're going to continue to keep doing the same thing that they did yesterday.
They are.
So you talk. I'm done with Antonio. So
oh my God,
Reese, did you have something that you want to add?
Man, dog.
Come on, Antonio. You know better than that. Come on, man. Get back on our page.
Some of these fans don't know no better, and I don't got time for trolls. So go ahead, Reese.
Yeah, like honestly,
it's not the first and won't be the last scandal either, Corey.
Let's go. Like Flair, as far as I'm concerned, he might as well just, well, since he's used to being naked, he might as well just bend over and shit on his damn legacy because that's pretty much what he did. And we've all been worried about, is Flair going to tarnish his legacy by wrestling one match too many? Oh, guess what? We were so worried about him tarnishing his legacy in the ring. He wound up doing it by his actions out of the ring.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like you gotta remember, y'all, what you do outside the ring affects what you do inside the ring as well.
Here's the thing that
you're a celebrity. You're in the limelight,
right? And that's what I'm saying. You got to have some type of responsibility.
Okay,
what you do.
Okay, but what if? Okay, so Ric Flair lives the character inside and outside the ring, correct?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, same thing with MJF. Is there a possibility? I'm not comparing the two. I'm just saying the only thing, the comparison that I am saying is that they're living the character.
But
I'm not saying
ain't fucking showing helicopter dicks to nobody though.
Okay,
Yeah,
but he's calling Methany on live broadcast TV of Brian Pillman Jr.'s mom.
You don't think
see a problem with that?
You don't think he went to Junior and said, "Hey, look, this is what I'm going to say," and Junior's like, "Hey, man, go for it."
Oh yeah, you can call my mom a meth addict. That's okay.
If he talked about that with them, that's a totally different subject.
I mean, did you not see the foots to his face in the corner?
No, I did. But listen to what I'm saying, though. Listen to what I'm saying.
All right, go ahead.
He comes out week 1 to set up the match with him and Pillman Jr., right? Methany. He comes out the second week saying and doing the same shit. You really think Tony wouldn't have nipped that in the bud if they didn't go over that? Pillman Jr. is all about business. Pillman Jr. is his dad, yo. They're all about business. Now, does it hurt? It probably. Look, that's his mom. It stings a bit, but business is business. And again, MJF is the prime example of keeping kayfabe alive. I'm all for it, but at the same time, yes, he's flicking kids off, but he's not showing his fucking dick to that kid.
But at the same time, don't you think that that's going to bite him in the ass eventually, sometime down the road?
Not at all. As long as he keeps it.
Eventually, something he's going to do is going to. Okay.
I don't think so.
If he's not showing, if he's not exposing himself like Ric Flair.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
Hold on, kid. I think I know where you're going with this one because you know how some fans like. Oh, it's still real to us kind of people. Yeah, that if MJF wound up saying something and the fan can't tell that he's being tongue-in-cheek about it, that person's going to wind up hauling off on MJF, not knowing that, oh, he's just kidding or whatever. He's just like...
Basically, MJF is going to end up losing his smile.
Yeah,
he's not Shawn Michaels way.
Stupid.
You're not getting the point, Chris. What I'm saying is he's going to think he's too shit. As much as he's going to be way up here, he's going to go somewhere. He's going to get his ass beat just because of his character.
I honestly,
that's speculation, dude.
Some people
that's what happened to Shawn Michaels.
Kids right on this one because
when I look
people have done it.
No, they have. But when
you live that character outside on the streets in the real world, you're going to get your ass beat.
I understand that, but when I look at MJF. I see MJF, the person that's going to be MJF inside and outside the ring until the cameras are off. Notice he's doing this shit every time cameras are around. I think MJF is a normal human being who loves the fucking business just like anybody else and talks to Tony, talks to the people that he's promoting against, going against and saying, hey, look, I'm going to say this. Is this cool?
Okay, what
and
about
really wants to know if it's cool. And if it's not, I honestly believe if Junior was like, yo, look, Methany is a little bit too
James.
Methany is a little bit too far. Can you not mention Methany? MJF probably would have been like, cool, brother. I won't say Methany.
Yeah, never would have
did. I mean, he's going to end up saying the wrong thing eventually, though.
I don't think he will.
But
I really don't think he will.
What you're trying to do is in every wrestling story, you are trying to make it as real as possible. Sometimes going over the line.
When you're Ric Flair and you're living the character inside and outside of the ring 24/7.
Ric Flair is on some other different.
Everybody said that Ric Flair was Ric Flair inside and outside the ring. He was the styling, profiling, and all that other jargon that was going on for the last 40 years.
You can style and profile without showing your dick to.
But the thing is that we all know MJF right now to being who he is right now, and he's the guy that spits it. He's got so much game on the mic right now, and he is saying what he's saying, and he is really good at what he does. All right, but it's going to take one time. He's going to slip up and say the wrong thing, and it's going to be off script because they trust him, and he's going to end up going off script. And it's going to be saying the wrong thing at the wrong time on live TV, and he's going to get shit for it. So just like what happened to Max Caster.
I was just going to say, do you think he'll get the same treatment as Max Caster got?
No, because he brought up an American Olympian and a rape case. This is Max. This is MJF talking about Brian Pillman Jr.'s mom, calling her Methany. Okay, and they already had a history of all that shit that was going on anyway, and what he was trying to do to put over a story.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
So Juan,
he put on a whole comment there.
Right. Okay. So he said that you should make this topic in podcast. 18 years or older. Clearly, kids nowadays think that this shit is okay, but it ain't okay. No matter what year it is, it's okay. This shit is not okay. It's uncalled for. It's disgusting. Instead of defending it and shoving it under the rug, this kind of shit needs to stop, because I'm sure still to this day some shit goes around that we don't know about. Also, you gotta learn how it's you gotta learn how to separate the person and the character you portray, especially if you are a heel.
Biggest comment in hashtag Heels for Life history.
Hey,
actually,
much appreciated.
It's a little accurate too, though.
Very accurate.
Yeah, very.
It's very accurate though, because number one, you gotta learn how to turn it on and off.
You have to. You have once it's showtime, turn it on. Showtime's off, turn it off. You have to go in the ring, boom, you're on. Once it's done and over with, off.
And like I said, me personally, I do not condone anything that Ric Flair has done in the past, present, or near future. I don't condone it, because number one, if I can't do it, you can't do it either.
They enjoy the character so much and pretend and the story and whatever. They want to live that character outside of the ring, because they think that, I can get away with it during being in the ring, that I can be that character outside of the ring.
And in some cases they're right. Fuck.
Depends on how good it is. Because they can.
If you're a made man, you're good.
If it's believable of being how much of an asshole you can be in the ring, how much of an asshole are you outside of the ring? If you can, be like, you know what, they believe that I'm this asshole in the ring, let me go be that same character outside the ring while I'm at the bar. What are they going to do? Nothing. But you're going to get the wrong person that's going to be like, oh, you're a tough guy in the ring and whatever. And next thing, there's going to be a big old scuffle, and it's just going to be a huge mess.
Yeah, I feel you on that. So everyone, it is 11:55. We're going to wrap up. So let's kind of go around the table and see everybody's final thoughts. James, go ahead.
Yeah, no, just I bash me if you want for this. I got my own personal beliefs. I was a huge fan of Busted Open Radio. No longer a fan of Busted Open Radio as long as Tommy Dreamer's a part of that. I'm gonna let the curtain out of the bag. I'm gonna let the curtain out of the bag. We're doing giveaways, and I picked up a couple figures. I was actually going to, believe it or not, gonna pick up a Ric Flair figure.
Yeah,
glad I did.
Right, he came. He came very close, dude.
Very glad I didn't, because that's another motherfucker that
That was a sign, bro.
Yeah,
as long as Ric Flair is a part of anything, I want no part of it. I have morals. I have respect. People on here that I'm reading, and then other places are actually condoning what Flair did. I'm not. I draw the line in the sand. It's not cool with it, whether you're a fucking made man, celebrity, superstar, or fucking not. Because if I did that, I'd be going to jail. I'd be getting slapped with
tomorrow.
And so, but other than that though, like I mentioned earlier, Vince McMahon is definitely in the fucking deep fryer with this, and then on top of the fucking lawsuit that's coming his way. It's going to be very interesting for WWE and with the next probably couple of months, if not longer. But that's all I got.
Kid.
Yeah, man. Along with, I'm so glad that you didn't get the Ric Flair. Because I saw that. I mean, it was like gut instinct. Go with the other character. Don't go with Flair.
Yeah.
And looking forward to more giveaways and what we're gonna do for the future shows. As far as the whole situation with Dark Side of the Ring, they really killed it with this one, and it's brought a lot of news buzz. And the next few days, especially, I'm looking forward to next week's episode on what they're going to do for that one. On top of that, that's pretty much all I got.
Desmond?
And I don't condone, and I'm sorry, I don't condone nothing, just like James with Ric Flair and everything that he and Tommy Dreamer defending all that bullshit. Dark Side of the Ring really opened up a lot of eyes with this one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it has.
Big time. And because of Dark Side of the Ring, and they fucking know it, that everybody's seeing a lot of shit that they should have seen a long time ago. And now it's a big cancel culture type thing. And man, this was a big week for them.
Yeah.
So on that note, have a good night.
Desmond?
Yeah, I just want to say that this episode of Dark Side of the Ring was very, very excellent. And one of the things that I take away from it is that this wasn't the only time that Dark Side of the Ring had brought up something and then it's caught national attention. I think they should continue to do what they're doing and expose the stuff that needs to be exposed because it's not being told the right way, or we've been lied to, or anything like that. I do not agree with anything Tommy Dreamer said, so I'm with Nappy on that one. I definitely don't care for what Ric Flair was doing, character or not. I've played a character before, and when it's over, I'm back to my normal self. I'm not going out doing nothing that he's doing. And I think in that regard, I think justice should have been done with him. But I feel bad for that flight attendant.
Yeah.
Because she was basically like, she probably wanted more justice. It wasn't about the money.
Years.
Yeah. And it wasn't really about the money with her, but because of what her husband did and everything else surrounding that, what she felt at the time she couldn't fight it. So she gave in. That's how I felt about that situation. But nevertheless, great episode. Definitely look forward to the next one. And this was interesting. This was very interesting.
Reese?
All I can say right now is that I am sick to my fucking stomach right now.
Oh, don't lose it on camera.
32. Don't worry about me. Don't worry, I won't. No, for over 32 years, I've been a wrestling fan. And yeah, there were some things that I heard about, but nothing made me more disgusted to be a fan than that story last night. Because I knew like some of the stuff about Ric Flair, we all, and like Kid brought up earlier that you lived the character outside the ring. And I was just hoping somewhere that nasty feeling in the pit of my stomach, that feeling that Ric Flair did anything wasn't true. But it just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And then this story last night pretty much confirmed it. As much as I want wrestling to succeed, I also know that there's some people that seriously do not need to be a part of it anymore. Chief, first and foremost, Vince McMahon. Because after the stuff that he has been hiding for decades, whether it's be this from a plane ride to hell, the steroid scandal, which, by the way, that episode will be October 28th, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. And Lord knows how many women that Vince has subjected this stuff to, and I think it was either Flynn or Lucky that said it earlier, that attitude pretty much reflects leadership. And it starts with Ric Flair. It starts with Vince McMahon. He's the head of the snake.
Head of the table.
He needs to be cut. And then second, Ric Flair. Like I said, you It was like, actually this month, 32 years ago, was the first time I watched WCW. I saw the match he had with him and Sting. It's Great Muta Dick Slater and the whole plastic bag incident from Terry Funk. And I think of all the moments Ric Flair brought into this industry, like the Starcades, the Great American Bashes, the world title matches against guys like Sting and Vader and Hogan and everybody. The retirement match against Shawn Michaels. And every single one of those great moments he had, he pretty much just took them and lit them on fire because of what he did on that plane ride to hell. So Ric Flair, here's my fuck you.
All right. The only thing I could like really say is, you know, as a wrestling fan, I'm just really, I don't even know what to really say at this point. You know, it's like everything that I've seen has been like a complete, absolute lie. It's like every time I turn around, the more and more I find out about the WWE's history, the more disgusted I am as a wrestling fan. And even like with this AEW versus WWE, I'm getting sick of that shit. Like it just like it's just more and more like I'm just, instead of loving the one thing that I grew up on, I'm just really starting to hate it and its fans. It's just disgusting. And 2021 is really going to go down as the year where, you know, people are going to look at wrestling differently.
A lot different come Monday.
Lots differently. And because I ain't going to even lie to you, after that episode and after that Stevie Ray interview we had on Wednesday, I'm really looking at wrestling in a different light. Like I'm saying to myself, go ahead.
Do you think it's a possibility? And there was a comment earlier. Do you think it's a possibility that this is the episode that may have caused, even though that it was a ratings factor?
Oh, for sure.
Do you think? Do you think that this is a possibility that this may be the end of Dark Side of the Ring?
No,
if not, probably damn near. Because like number one, you got 4 big stars
really
that got exposed
big time
all in one night. You got Ric Flair, which, you know,
the top of the top.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you can't get no bigger than Ric Flair. Then you got Tommy Dreamer. Scott Hall was already trash.
Can we get a Jerry Lawler?
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. Good.
Puppies?
That episode.
King of the South?
Yeah, there'll be your season 4 premiere, if anything.
But it's a possibility because of this episode. Will it cause, but like, hey, I ain't gonna say shit. I ain't snitching. I ain't saying nothing.
Stone Cold should be on that list too because he's a woman beater.
Domestic violence.
Yes. So he should be on there.
Lord knows Hogan's gonna be on eventually.
Hogan.
Yeah, Hogan, yeah.
And if Beefcake is on there,
oh God. Brutus,
especially Jimmy Hart.
But yeah, y'all, that's all I got. So we'll be back probably Sunday to finish the rest of the African American podcast or whatever with the wrestlers. Stevie Ray, I'm gonna catch up with him later on next week or whatever, where we might be interviewing JD from New York and Jesse. So that's going to be one of our biggest podcasts ever. Right now, we're still getting it situated. So once I have word that we'll have a time and when, I'll let you guys know. So until that time, I'm your host, Mr. Shout out to the guests that came on, Desmond and Reese.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Not a problem.
To that time, I'm your host, Mr. Team Brigade.
Nappy boy.
Kid USA.
See you Sunday, everybody.
Yeah.
Peace, everyone.
Peace.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
Yep. Take care.